Welcome everyone to another episode of the warm up. I'm here with the guys. This is me, Chris the Joker. We got Kev RL. We got No Chance Heat in the building this episode. Say what's up to the people who are tuning in this episode, guys.
Hey, what's up? What's up? Thanks for
What's up?
joining us.
Cool. And this is your place where your first time here. We talk about sports, current events, and things in between through the lens of Black culture. Catch us every Wednesday on your favorite podcast platform, whether that is Spotify, Anchor, Google, Apple, wherever that's at, or check us out on YouTube. And if you want to see the video that is accompanied by the pod, you can kind of see some of the more intimate mannerisms, I will say. But yeah, check us out on any of those things. Feel free to give us a like, thumbs up, subscribe, follow, 5 stars, anything that will show your appreciation to what we're doing, because it'll help the algorithm push us up and get us more eyes on us, and we can continue to give you more of what you want. Also, feel free to check us out on social media. We are on Twitter and Instagram. So Twitter ain't going nowhere, I guess, since there's a new CEO in town. So I guess Twitter's here to stay. So check us out at the underscore warm up underscore pod on IG and Twitter. We also have a TikTok at the.warmup.pod that we just got kicked off. So check out for that. And then finally, we have a Reddit username, Grindhouse NTWK, and a Discord where you can come in and talk in a safe space, kind of a forum based situation. So you can talk about sports and other things that's not related to sports. And that's Grindhouse Network. That's all, again, it's on Discord. So feel free to check in. That's an open invite. And all the information is going to be in our bio and in the description boxes as well. So feel free to check those things out, man. If you have any questions, if you have any feedback, any of that stuff, man, feel free to hit us up as well, either in the comments or, DM. It goes down in the DM. So anything else that you guys want to add?
No, man, I think you hit all them notes as per usual. I know we got a couple ideas for the pod coming up, so stay tuned.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, I did want to let me announce that real quick. Yeah, so we're gonna try to move away from the weekly situation and gonna be more of a daily update. And as far as the schedule, we don't know what that's gonna look like, but that's gonna come within the week. You know what I mean? So, and then we're gonna try to do this thing live. So we're gonna have a live audience. You can come in, and we'll send out the invite for people to come in, and then you can come in and chat with us, and you can kind of listen to us live. So again, that'll be cool. And then again, if you just want to check out the pod, like on a more I guess traditional basis, it'll still be available. So we're still gonna do those uploads and everything. So yeah, so you know, be on the lookout for that. So I forgot about that. Thanks for reminding me. Anything else?
No, I think that's it.
Cool. All right. Well, let's jump right into the hot topics of the week, man. This is NBA playoffs, so this is all we're gonna be focusing on, because ain't nothing bigger than that unless something becomes bigger than that. And right now, man, the Western Conference Finals has concluded. The Lakers are out of there. It only took 4 games to get LeBron about the paint, and it was all done by the maestro that is the Joker, my personal MVP, the Joker, Nikola Jokic, and the rest of that team, Michael Porter Jr., Aaron Gordon, Jamal Murray, Bruce Brown, all those people stepped up, and they just held the Lakers down to, they just held them down. I'll just say it like that, right? They could not stop Jokic from doing what Jokic wants to do, and it really just only took 4 games. So I think the first time we ever seen LeBron swept since the Warriors 2018 finals, which we knew was going to be a sweep anyways, because once J.R. Smith smoked that game one, it was downhill from there. So, like I said, they finally closed it out in a very close game, 113 to 111 in game 4, and you have your new Western Conference champions, number 1 seeded and often overlooked Denver Nuggets, right? So now that you gotta wait to see who they're gonna play in the finals, whether it's gonna be the Miami Heat, who probably where you want to put your money at, or if you like underdogs, then it can't be no more underdog than the Boston Celtics right now, who are down 3-0 and currently are down 3-1 right now. They finally got a win in. But back to the Western side of things, man. We're gonna talk about it, man. Is this a successful season for the Lakers, considering how they started 2-10? I guess I could start off with that. Kev, how you feel?
Man, I'm gonna have to side with LeBron because at the end of the day, they're putting their selves out there, and he know what he's playing for, and he said he played for championships. That's the goal, and when that goal is not reached, it's not considered a success. But relative to how it started, the expectations that we had, I'm pretty much calling them out for getting anywhere deep in the playoffs. I expected to be in the play-ins, maybe make a fight, get to a lower seed, and at least show just be present during this playoffs to not miss 2 playoffs in a row, 2 years in a row. But other than that, I wasn't giving them too much more than that. So to me, it's a personally, I think it's success. There's some success that can be taken away from this season. Whether or not that's enough to keep the squad exactly how it is moving forward, probably not. Because we're already seeing how they perform, and there's always going to be changes that need to be had. But from a success standpoint, it's hard to say not. Y'all started off 10-2. Y'all was looking awful. Y'all was looking terrible. Y'all was not a team that anyone was checking for or scared of by any means, and that completely flipped. Number one in defense coming down the stretch. Number three in offense, I believe, efficiency. So they turned it around. Get them a pat in the back for that. I don't know. I don't know what else to say. It's good enough.
Okay, okay. So a good start. A good catalyst, a good change in direction for the other half of the season. That makes
Good
sense.
change, but not a good performance in this Western Conference.
Mm,
Isolated this Western Conference performance, not a good performance.
yeah.
Good run, but it could have been much better. And if they went down 4-2, push a game 7, it would have been a totally different conversation. Getting sweep puts a bad taste in your mouth. Even though I'm still calling it a success, it still puts a bad taste for how it ended. It's bittersweet.
Okay, okay, all right. Mr. Heat guy.
Yep. I would have to agree that to me personally, it was maybe it was a failure, but to me that was a success. Seeing how last season was, they were getting laughed at, they were clowned on, people were had memes going, people were talking about Westbrook is done, all that going on. Then this season, I was pulling for him to turn it around, but boy, what a rough start. They found some success here and there, trying to optimize the roster they had at the time, but ultimately, it just wasn't a winning team. But the trades and everything they did. Shout out to the front office to get the group together, despite changing pretty much the entire roster mid-season. It was huge change. They found a way to make it click, and all the stats that Kev shouted out about their defensive rating, their offensive efficiency ratings, and just them climbing from nowhere, no chance at all, to passing teams like the Mavericks to be in the playoffs. They won their playing. They had to play in the play-ins, right?
Yep.
Yep.
They who did they beat the play-ins?
They beat the T Wolves.
T Wolves. They beat the Timberwolves in the team in the play-ins and made their way in, and toppled the Memphis number 2 seed, even though they had some roster issues, but other teams are getting it done without roster issues. They toppled them, a young, scrappy team, went on and upset the defending champions from last year's who had their own stuff going on. But hey, everybody has stuff going on. So shout out to the Lakers. That was big success to me.
Mm-hmm.
And they, the Suns, which were relatively healthy without Chris Paul, but depleted due to depth, they got toppled by the Denver Nuggets. So for the Lakers to ultimately, nobody likes to get swept, but damn, like I wasn't expecting it for 'em. I wasn't rooting for them. I wasn't pulling for them, but I damn sure respected the effort they put out there this season and how far they got.
Hmm. Okay. Yeah. I'm probably in the same boat. I mean, as far as organization, I think. Well, let me take a step back. Genie Buzz always is the same with LeBron. If it's not a championship, we're not satisfied. I think that's probably what she's always going to say on wax. I want to say it's a success from a standpoint of the organization kind of figuring things out because I know since Jeannie Buss has been the main the main talking head or the main just the main captain of the ship. That there's been a lot of people in the kitchen, and you can't make no masterpiece. You can't make a great team with 8 people talking to you about 8 different directions and where you need to go, and you asking your friends and this and that, and it was a lot of stuff going on in 2020 and 2019 when Genie first took over, and Magic Johnson got kicked out, or he got bought on, and then he got pushed out because, well, he didn't get pushed out. He realized, yo, I don't need to be having people undermine my decisions as the president of basketball operations. So, you know, again, it's been all over the place as far as strategies, directions, free agencies. They let Caruso go. They let Malik Monk go. They let KCP go. They traded for D'Angelo Russell, which, maybe right now you're looking at it like, maybe that's not such a great trade. But, he had some highlights this playoffs. And, Schroeder, they tried to give him the bag. He didn't want to take it. He went somewhere else. He got less money. They bought him back. Like, there was a bunch of stuff. Westbrook came, and he became the national scapegoat for the Laker fans. It was just a lot going on. So, I want to say for Pelinka and for that group of people who are making decisions, I think it's a success because of the fact that they finally got something that worked. Even with these mid-season trades, I don't think anyone saw it coming. I think it was the biggest, it was the loudest trade. I thought it was one of the best deadlines, but I don't think it was the best because I saw that Jay Crowder went over to Milwaukee Bucks, but he did essentially nothing. So that whole thing was a wash. So with him disqualifying himself because he hardly ever played over there, maybe this was the best. They won the trade deadline essentially. Like they got young, they got younger. They got rid of some expiring contracts or some people who were probably were too much money for what they were serving, and they somehow make themselves a good team. Now you can, that's how they became a defensive, I guess, force essentially, right? Number one, really number two into the very last game, but they really pushed themselves up there. Like I said, 2-1 it's fine. Was it a success for LeBron? Obviously, he wants to be go to the finals or at least have a chance to win a championship. Probably not, success for him. Like he said, he's been there before. How many times he's done conference championships? He's tired of that. That's nothing. So, he wants more. I don't blame him. And between him and Jeannie Buss, probably a no. Or for those two, probably a no. But for everyone else, I feel like it was a success for everyone. Even AD, I think he loves. This is only his second time being in the conference finals, so he probably still enjoys it, right? But yeah, I mean, I can see where you guys are coming from with that, and yeah, so Jokic. Anything else y'all want to say on that before I move on? Because I know Jokic, man. I might have to talk about him.
I mean, I think Rui was another good shining spot. Like a lot of the team, they got some shooting and some defense. So yeah. I agree. I think they won overall because they moved so many pieces in the free agency. Mm-hmm. Other teams had some good looks too. Like I think Josh Hart worked out with the Knicks to add on to what Jalen Brunson already bought. But yeah, Lakers really won in that trade deadline, and it showed.
Yeah.
What happened to the Suns? They were the biggest. They made the loudest trade.
I think the Suns played out how everybody said it was. Like it could be great, but they will lose a lot of depth for it. And in hindsight, if they were gonna move big pieces, they probably could have moved Ayton. Like I was trying to hold it down for him and give him the benefit of the doubt, but it was just not. It's not looking good for him. They were playing Landale more than he was playing Ayton. Yep. That's not a good look ever.
You could have traded Chris Paul and Ayton and got Kevin Durant and kept Mikal and Bridges.
And kept a lot more of those players that were actually a big part of their success.
So, but that was the biggest blockbuster trade because KD is arguably, and I would not, I don't think he is, but that's fine. Arguably one of the best players in the NBA. He's definitely a superpower, or a world power, right?
One of the best, but not the best.
Yeah, well, some people say he was number 2, and then now some people say number 1.
I
I
had him at number 1, but you got to show improve.
I
Yeah,
I,
he
I
lost
would-
that number 1 spot to me.
yeah. See, I never thought he had it. Like he's a glorified scorer. The boy can score anywhere on the court, but he just doesn't do it. He doesn't do anything else that is
Hey, defense. Come on,
He
exceptional.
man.
plays defense. He got that
Hey,
wingspan. He
I
uses it to play
yeah.
defense.
okay. So when I don't feel like I believe in Kevin Durant's defense, but that's fine. We could agree to disagree.
So it wasn't a lack of the duo, right? Their lack of success wasn't a lacking in the duo. It's like what everybody pointed out. That duo is gonna have to win, or because that depth they gave up. So it's gonna be on them, and it just wasn't enough. Too
Wasn't
heavy a
enough of a
load.
tank.
Chris Paul
Yeah.
was injured too. I don't know if that helped or hurt because they seemed to figure some things out without him. But he is the point guard, so
I feel like it always hurts when Chris Paul gets injured, but it happens every season. So
yeah.
you guys gotta stop.
He
You
might as
guys
well plan for it.
need a contingency plan or something, man. Bring
Yeah,
in
he might as well
Jason.
plan for it.
Yeah.
So, but
Clockwork.
yeah. So I mean, yeah, that was the loudest one. I didn't really see it because, like I said, like you gave up your depth. Like they didn't have anyone, and it was going to be all on Devin Booker and Kevin Durant and even Chris Paul. But I knew Chris Paul wasn't going to be sustainable, so it was going to be those two guys. And we knew I had a feeling Aiden was just going to he's going to be able to humble a couple of games, couple of series, and that's what happened. So, but yeah, that definitely was the biggest splash. But to me, I think there was more style than substance. So yeah. But let me.
Question.
Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to ask about LeBron, but if you had something else outside of LeBron,
It doesn't know the Lakers are actually if you think they're gonna run it back.
Who
You think
they
they have
running
a
it back with?
if they have a shot?
That's what it's going to depend on. Who's in the run back?
Yeah, much too early to tell, but just any speculations.
If they had the same team, I think they definitely could find some more playoff success. They'll have a chance to carve out better positioning in the play-ins, have home court advantage, and I think if AD could have a season where he's healthy, like maybe he can get some of that consistency. I don't know if it's him getting in his head. I don't know why we see that up and down, but he also always has some kind of injury lingering throughout the season. So maybe that's part of it. I don't know.
You can ride with D'Lo.
No.
So
I had a feeling you were gonna say no.
I think he has some bad games, but he has some good games.
he did. Yeah, I agree.
I mean,
So
is that the standard? Like you can have some bad games, you can have some good games. Like
yeah.
we need some consistency in
Well,
in-
I mean,
in
I
our
guess
position.
what's the question if we keep in the same squad?
I mean, yeah, but I was asking specifically if you're gonna run it back with D'Lo because I was very disappointed in his performance in the Western Conference Finals. Before that, he played pretty good, but yeah, we talk a lot about AD, but he totally went away. At least AD had a 40-point game in there, a 28-point game in there. This dude was non-existent.
Are you okay with Schroeder getting like way more minutes and then D'Lo just getting less? Because I like what Schroeder can do on defense, and he has a different skill set offensively, but he can't get as hot as D'Lo can get when he's going.
I could see that. I could definitely see D'Lo getting harder. But what do you think, Chris?
Yeah, look, D'Lo, I think is he. If you can find a better piece, I think you can let D'Lo go. The issue is going to be Austin Reeves because he's going to want some money now because he showed that he can perform.
Show me it again. I give you nothing.
Especially now with LeBron where he's at. Like, if this was Miami Heat LeBron or Cavaliers LeBron, you could be like, I don't care. I just want to play with him.
Yeah.
Like, now it's just like playing with him is not guaranteed anything.
Yeah.
I understand that, but I'm tired of these one-off seasons and like, give me the bag. Like, nah, show me again. Show me again.
You sound like you've been scored by a certain player named Pooh.
I know. I had a feeling to bring that up, no, but that's neither here nor there. But it is very reminiscent of that story. But he still had a decent season, albeit not a great season. His numbers actually went up just like a tick, but to me, his efficiency went down and his consistency went down.
Yeah.
So it just, I didn't like that.
Yeah.
Or
But
DeAndre Ayton. I thought that was going to be more so the example.
Yeah, I wasn't even thinking about DeAndre Ayton, but I never believed in him in the first place. So, and also the way that he got his money was also kind of like a backhanded offer. So, he was
We don't
like,
want you to go. We didn't want to keep you. We just don't want you to go.
yeah, you can't leave us here. Like, bro, what the heck? Take a little funky little money. Yeah, take the little funky money that you want so badly. But yeah, man, D'Lo, he got to go, man. I don't want to say he has to go. The thing is that they have a lot of point guards. They have Schroeder. They have Austin Reeves who could play point, or he could be a ball handler. LeBron could be a ball handler, and then you have D'Angelo Russell. So you have essentially 4 ball handling guards, and I mean, again, LeBron could be anything you want him to. He's a jack of all trades. So, but my thing is that, like, with him being so hot and cold in games, he's also not that great on defense, which is I think I heard the strategy on game 1. After game 1 was, or for game 1, but it was after game 1 win with the Nuggets, was like, hey, whoever Russell is guarding, that's who we attack. That's who's attacking, which shows his defensive liability. And again, if you're going to be a defensive liability, you gotta at least be exceptional on the offensive end. And if you're not exceptional on the offensive end, well, then now you're just a liability on both sides of the
He's not just missing shots, he's turning the ball over a lot.
Yeah. And so so as a point guard, he's not making anyone better. He's not setting people up for shots. He's, he can score, and he is streaky. So when he's on a hot streak, it's great. But when he's not on a hot streak, yeah, go sit him down. So I would definitely get rid of him. I would try to bring back Austin Reeves. I think that seems to be what is, working for them. And he's a good spark. Even he come off the bench. He can come off the bench. Again, we forgot about, or I don't want to say we forgot, but like, Malik Beasley got buried. Lonnie Walker got buried until he had that coming out party in trash time and garbage time in Golden State. And then they were like, oh yeah, you can play basketball. Like, yeah.
He's been balling.
Exactly.
He was the only bright spot for them that whole season. Like him and Bryant, which I think I've said before.
Yeah.
And
he's in my first half of the season.
Yeah, before the trades. Yeah.
But then after that game, it was right back to, even when they played him, he wasn't able to get it going again.
Well, he wasn't that hot, but again, it wasn't like he was dog water. Yeah. And he was still hitting some shots. It wasn't like he was missing open shots, and again, he's not going to be a playmaker, but he's a good role player. But that's another point. That's another guard you have. Like, you have so many guards on this team.
Yeah.
So I would definitely look to retool. I think he's probably in danger of getting, traded or shipped off for like a wing or big. You need someone who is, if they can get someone, what is his name? Zubac. If they can get Zubac or someone like that, because AD ain't trying to play no center forever. Like, he don't want to play like 1 minute of center. But
what are you gonna play?
Power forward.
That's what he wants to play.
He wants to play power forward. That's why
did that work? Well, then when they won the chip, that's what they had when Dwight Howard. Wait, did they win the chip that year when they had Dwight Howard?
Yeah, Dwight Howard was there. And then they also had another big, I want to say JaVale McGee. So AD didn't have to play center. So yeah, if you can get someone to support like the physicality of a big, because AD is not gonna be your guy. Like, I think that'll help.
His defense was on point though.
That's tough though.
His defense was on point though.
Yeah.
He was protecting that paint. Like, he was, his blocks per game was ridiculous.
Yeah, I agree.
That's tough because, like, if you do that and you have another big on the floor, like, I feel like you lose a lot of the advantage. AR, Rui, a point guard, and LeBron. Like, now you're gonna try and do like a Twin Towers type of thing. I don't know if that's effective in today's NBA with these. Everybody can shoot the three and spread the floor.
Athletic big that can move around.
I mean, I feel like if you have a person who can clean up the glass and just carve out
Draymond?
space. Yeah. If you want to say Draymond, sure, I could see how that would work. But you don't have to be like a big who just sit in a block all day and just take up space. But I do think if you can do some of that stuff that AD probably doesn't want to do,
Yeah.
then
Or
yeah, then you open it up for him to operate more in that mid range space.
yeah.
So yeah, I that's kind of how I feel. But yeah, D'Lo, no, he good. You can let him go. Everyone else though, I think they can stay. They should definitely keep Rui and develop him if they can. They should definitely keep Vanderbilt, and if they can get him a consistent baseline shot, he'll be more effective. And
Get it with the settle down. I don't know if was that his first time in the playoffs?
no, he was there last year with Utah.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Oh.
I don't know. I remember seeing him coming in just start doing dumb plays, silly fouls, turnovers.
Yeah, but he's a young guy though.
He's pretty young.
That's
Yeah,
what I'm saying. Work on
he
it.
got time.
So yeah, I mean, and it wasn't a big assignment for him too, to be like the guy to be on the main perimeter ball handler. That's a lot. So then you end the whole time the main guy is in, and there's gonna be times where you open and he made a couple of shots in Memphis, and there's a couple of he missed a lot more shots everywhere else, like against other teams. So it just comes with the territory, I think. So yeah, he'll be fine. I just and he didn't.
LeBron missed shots, especially from the three.
Oh yeah, everyone was missing. Everybody
LeBron,
was
I felt
missing.
like he was not going to stop until he got that going. I don't know if in practice going in and he just wanted that toolkit, but he was settling for. I don't know if the foot was aggravating him. He settled for a lot of 3-pointers that were going nowhere. And that was like 0-15 for the first one landed.
Yeah. So
Settle in.
So what do y'all think about LeBron? He mentioned that whole thing about him getting, he has to think about it when it comes to like his basketball future, and there's a lot to think about. And which I'm sure it is, but to me that's like the most non-answer that you can probably give. Do y'all think he's coming back? Do y'all think this is the last time we'll see LeBron? I doubt it, but what you guys think?
I don't think it's the last time we'll see LeBron, but I can see you got to think about how do you what else do you feel like you have to accomplish, and how do you want to go out? I think those are questions. I don't see him wanting to be in the game that bad where he's going to start declining and taking up bench spots and stuff like that. Maybe he wants to go out on top. I mean, Jordan, the whole Chicago Bulls team blew up way sooner than we would have expected it to. Maybe that's just the way. I think so. Y'all win a chip and then you bowed on a chip?
Yeah.
Damn.
I mean, it's not. It wasn't even about. I mean, you seen the Last Dance. It wasn't even about running to get back. It's all the contracts, the GM, them trying to showcase Tony Kukoc. Everyone disgruntled. Like, yo, yeah, it's time to go, bro. It's time to hang this up, bro. So, and the thing is that Scottie Pippen stayed, Tony Kukoc stayed, or no, I think he left. I think by that time, Scottie Pippen got traded. He went to the Rockets. He went to the Rockets to try to win a chip with them and Charles Barkley and Hakeem, and they both were hella old. All three of them were old. And then he moved on to Portland, and then he made it to the Western Conference Finals with Portland. So yeah, that whole team disbanded except for Tony Kukoc. I think it was still there, and maybe Luke Longley was still there. Yeah, it was a skeleton of itself, but yeah, that wasn't because of anything more than the fact that management was whack and people weren't.
Even still with all that, I feel like how many disappointments, like didn't make the playoffs a couple times, injuries, whatnot going on. Like how many more times do you just not even make it to the finals? Like how long do you want to keep doing it?
You talking about for LeBron?
Yeah.
Well, this year I didn't notice that he was, and again, it could be because of foot injury, but I've seen this playoffs. He seemed like he looked old compared to everyone around him, and I say that in a sense of like not trying to disrespect him, but very just like, hey, I just kind of know that like you're not as forceful as you once were. You're not jumping up as high. You're not getting up as high as you once was before. Like even his even his drives aren't as dominant. Cause that last drive he took where he tried to get the shot up,
Murray had the hand on
Murray
the
had the
ball.
hand on the ball. Murray slowed you down. Like I've never seen that happen with LeBron. So for a point guard to be able to kind of impede on his ability to get his ball up over his shoulders. But I get it. Like I said, they're younger, they're faster. Aaron Gordon's big and strong too. So
Guarding him a lot. So
yeah, so I mean, I understand. Like, I'm not knocking it. It's not a knock against LeBron, but it's just like you kind of see him versus some of these other people who, they're younger and they're just as strong, so they can probably jump up. They can get off the ground a little bit faster, or just as fast as you can right now. And again, it's not just like I'm not saying LeBron can't hang with them because he obviously still was.
it's hard to tell. It's just hard
yeah.
to tell because he was doing it last season.
Yeah.
Yeah, last season he was averaging the 30s.
Oh, it's in the regular season.
Yeah. He always has scoring. He was
And
close up there.
then like we only got it this game, but that first half he was attack mode LeBron. I don't know if he's the lack of attack mode is the foot. I don't know what it is, but this whole playoffs he's like Kev was talking about. Oh, that's also it could be part of strategy. Sometimes he knows he can get it at any time, so he tries to get the team going first. But it just seems he was settling for jump shots and just not being head down. I'm gonna go to the basket and I'm either getting a call or a bucket.
That was problematic.
I didn't see that.
That's what I missed.
Mid-range jumper. I just saw him just taking these deep threes, just doing heat checks.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I don't know what that whole thing was about. I don't know why they switched up. They went away from what was working. But even in his post game, he wasn't even shooting. He was just bagging, do a drop step, pump fake, go up, get the foul drawn. Cavs back down. LeBron was doing everything. Like he was cutting. He would drop him into the basket, turn around jumper. He was doing a bunch of different things. This back down LeBron was just like back.
Pass.
Like I said, either pass it or he'll drop step or he'll try to go up. Like I said, game 4, he was really just like, I'm done passing to y'all because y'all not hitting y'all shots. And I agree. I won't pass it to you either. And he was playing more under the basket than playing above the rim. You know what I'm saying? Or under the rim than above the rim. So I don't know. Like I said, it was just something I noticed. Maybe it was just me, but it could be the ankle. It could be the foot. It could be the age. It could be a little bit of both. So
could be a little bit of both.
So
And we're comparing him to his young self too. That's like, to me, comparing him to the average NBA player, he looks pretty good to me. I ain't really a problem, but comparing it to himself, it's gonna be tough.
Yeah, he was still better than Aaron Gordon. Don't get me wrong. It wasn't like
exactly
they're here. No, so yeah. So
they need himself. They don't need an average player to win. They ain't gonna win with an average player.
Yeah. So yeah. So y'all think? So you think he's coming back, Kev?
I would think so. I mean, I've heard some people speculate that this is one of those mind things. I want to say mind games, but one of these like strategic approach that LeBron will take to like either to put Lakers on notice that, hey, y'all only got me for a limited time. You need to make some moves to set us up to win this championship, or even to his teammates. Like a lot of times they were saying, man, we want to win this. The narrative was they want to win this for LeBron. It was kind of weird to hear that, to be honest with you, but that was the narrative. Chris, you didn't hear that?
Nah, I'm good. Yeah.
Well, I mean, even in 2020, like stuff was going on. They had the protests, and they were talking about where they want to shut down the rest of the season or not. And he's like, "Yo, look, I'm doing this for y'all." Like at that time, it wasn't for the Lakers, for the NBA in general. Like he's like, I already did a lot of things. Like we could play this season, we could not play this season.
Yeah.
he's done a lot, and then even getting that celebration, passing Kareem. I think that was probably like his last. To him, his last hurrah. I know we'll probably say, "Oh, he needs more chips," and all those other things, but to him, I think that was probably the last checkbox for him, outside of playing with his son.
That's what I
See?
was going to bring up too. Yeah, he
Yeah.
said that. So I'm still thinking about him saying that, and I haven't heard him come back and say that's not what he wanted to do anymore. Like he
He
didn't take that
Oh,
statement back.
he
made
down the back.
additional comments.
He down the
I
back.
don't know. I don't know if you saw. He was saying, basically that's his aspiration. That's not necessarily his son's aspiration.
I remember that. Yeah,
And then
that was that back you talking about, Chris?
Oh no, I think I saw it coming. And I don't know what the actual quote was, but he
it was
did mention.
recently. It was like after the retirement talks.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
okay.
like whatever Bronny wants to do, but uh, that's just something he wants to do. It's not necessarily Bronny wants to do, and who knows what they'll do. It's not a
Yeah.
requirement.
It's more of a we'll see how it is before like 2 years ago it was like I want to be here until to play with Bronny. Now it's like we'll see, kind of like again just kind of down in the back, so it's not as like absolute. This is what I'm gonna do, so people can gauge what Bronny's gonna come. Then we know we got LeBron for 2 more years. But he did sign an extension, so.
Amen.
So,
Retirement just mean I ain't taking no more money. Just walk away from it.
Okay.
We'll see, man. I just do hope if he does retire, he has enough going on, which I think he does. That he's not one of the guys who retires and does some silly stuff.
Yeah.
Nah, dude, he in there.
Know, man. You say that till you see it.
He got his production company. He got a lot going on.
Plenty of things to do. He got the shop. He's an activist. He has a long career in front of him, but not everybody has a lot. Does well with retirement. A lot of discipline, a lot of structure that goes into it.
And he'll be fine.
All of a sudden, you get freedom.
He'll be fine. He'll be fine.
He'll be fine.
So
he's too disciplined. He's been doing this since he was 18 years old. Like he understands. He understands what it takes.
Yeah. So. All right, man. Let's quit talking about these losers and move on to the winners. We talked about them for 40 minutes. Let's talk about the winners for a change, man. The Denver Nuggets, first time in NBA history or at least in their history, that they're going to the finals. And Jokic, again, probably not the MVP, but maybe the runner-up. Definitely my MVP and the most upstanding guy ever that I've seen play basketball in a while. Since Grant Hill, at least. And, he did get the trophy, man, the coveted. I don't know if you guys even know what this was before now.
Coveted if we ain't even know what it is, but it's coveted.
It's coveted. Right? The Magic Johnson trophy, a.k.a. the Western Conference Finals MVP trophy. So, take that, Embiid. He got the Western Conference Finals trophy, which I think is way better than the regular season. But anyways, I'm going to ask this, man. This guy's averaged a triple-double in the postseason. Is he the best player in the Western Conference Finals? Or even in the Western Finals so far?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's quick. Question. That was short. Well, some people like to say, Kevin Durant's the best player in the world. So, it could be.
I mean, even on that team, you would have to.
You had to what?
You have to look at Booker for that because Booker was kind of carrying.
He was.
And he was in the slouch, but Booker stepped it up this season. I don't know where that was at the year that they got beat before, but it was there this year.
Okay, all right. So y'all got them heavily favored to win in the are they heavily favored to win in the finals, depending on who they meet, or regardless of who they meet? They are the best. They are the best team in the NBA.
Yeah,
I think that he would definitely be the underdogs. I mean, they've had a hell of a run, but they still are the A seed, and they still do have injuries. So. I can see them being heavily. The ESPN analytics probably gonna have some crazy number like 98% chance, but either there to break your schedule, whatever your predictions are.
Break your bracket.
Exactly.
Bracket breakers.
So, I think it's a good matchup. I like the energy both teams have. I'd love to see it, but Nuggets, Jokic was the best in the Western Conference, head and shoulders. I think he broke records with his triple doubles.
Yeah.
The amount, I think it was the most triple doubles in the playoffs.
In the postseason. Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
And he just keep going. Like I keep expecting him to get burned out, but because he's been playing a lot of 40-minute games, and I don't know. He just has this unassuming look about him. Like, man, I can't really keep up with all this running. I'm tired, but he be out there running the fast break, doing doing the facilitating, taking you down in the paint, and then shooting those crazy shots at the end of buzzers, at the end of shot clocks. It's like he's right now. He seems like he could do no wrong, and if you were doubting him before, it's hard to doubt him now. Like if you still out here doubting him, then you just your eyes not open, you shut, you just don't like the dude or something because he balling out his mind right now.
Yeah.
So another question then, a little tougher, probably not. It's probably still a little easy. Is Jokic being underappreciated as a player?
By who?
I think both Jokic
Fans?
underappreciated as a player and the Nuggets like that whole squad is being underappreciated as a force, but specifically him underappreciated as a player. It sounds crazy seeing that he got the MVP twice, but I remember the first few times he won the MVP having conversations with people and being like, I'm watching him play and I'm like, yo, you don't see like the phenomenal passing he's doing, the way he touches, like he's moving the ball like so cerebral. The way he plays the game is very like chess like when I'm watching it. And they're just like, oh yeah, it's easy to pass when people are dumb. Like you hear all kinds of like weird shit. And excuse my language, but it's just like you seeing it and like how can you deny that? Like I feel like it's a lot of people didn't want to see it. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the like you said, he doesn't have the athletic build. I don't know if it, I joke about his nothing he does looks it's graceful, but it's not pretty in terms of like, his releases and stuff like that. So I don't know if that's what it is, but I do feel like he appreciate it for sure.
Okay. All right. You feel the
same?
I
was asking by who. I was asking by who. If it's the average Joe fan, then probably yeah. But we've been talking about Jokic for a while now. I mean, it's not like he got a nickname. Like you can't walk around here with a nickname and be underappreciated. I mean, to some degree maybe, but nah, like we know him. And like you said, 2 MVPs, which means you are recognized for what you're putting out there. So and when Murray was gone, he also carried the team to the Western Conference finals as well. They didn't make over the hump, but he did that with no help with his number 2 gone. So I'm like,
been doing it. And then sometimes Michael Porter be having his back issue, like whatever was going on, he was still producing fantastic numbers and still getting them to the playoff.
Yeah. So you gotta be some weird people right now if you're not appreciating what he's doing for his team and for the sport. Like what we're witnessing, breaking these records, triple-double. He could average a triple-double really and truly. Talking about stat padding, all these excuses like he was saying, Reg. There's a lot of excuses out there on why he's doing what he's doing, but at the end of the day, he's doing it. If you watch the games, you can't deny it.
But even with you saying like the average fan, but like even amongst there was a big debate, not just this year, the previous 2 years on whether he deserved the MVP or not.
Yeah.
Yeah. Facts.
So that was amongst media analysts. That was Mark Jackson claims it was some, blind moment where he just forgot about Jokic or something like that. I feel like it might have been something else there, and that's just the answer. It might be I forgot what the song is. It was one of those moments. I just want all black people. I feel like it might have been one of them situations, but yeah, that's crazy. But it's been a debate. It's been a debate for some people, and they didn't understand. And there was times where Embiid was playing at that level.
He was.
Jokic was doing it, and he just happened to be healthy. He had different circumstances. He did it. He did the same level of production, and he did it more time.
I don't mind the debate. I don't mind the debate at all. But
yeah,
even with
I don't mind the debate on when you angle it. Like I think it go this way, but the other people were like, it should be Embiid head and shoulders and neck above. That's where
I agree. It wasn't a clear cut. Yeah. Easy situation to say.
Yeah. Yeah. Nothing to add there, man. Look, Jokic is always. I totally. Wait, am I frozen? What the heck?
Yeah, you frozen.
Yeah.
I didn't want to say. I thought maybe on your side you'd
Oh, my thing crashed. That's why.
Same thing I thought. I was like, man, he gotta be good on his end. Let me just wait till my system catch up.
Yeah, no, my camera just crashed. To what I was talking about. Jokic. Yeah, man. You know, a lot of people just didn't even want him winning the MVP the second time. So they really didn't want him winning the third time because that's only for coveted like people that we just love. Like it had to be like Joe Montana or Tom Brady getting 3 MVPs in the back to back, or Jordan. You can't even. It couldn't even be LeBron because there's so many LeBron haters. There's always gonna be someone be like, oh, I'm so sick of LeBron. Like it had to be someone that we just love, like Muhammad Ali or something. Like
Yeah.
it has to be. It's just certain kind of people. So
all this winning.
Yeah,
Which was weird. Which was a weird comparison to. Is like, is he playing the best? Is he the best player of this season? Yes or no? You're talking about who he compare. It was a weird way to look at it to begin with. Like, let's look at the other people who have won 3 straight MVPs and ask ourselves, is he playing like them, or do we recognize him to be like them? That was just a weird way to consider.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna lie. I only heard that with Jokic because I'm looking now. LeBron won it 2 times. I'm just gonna start, racing people. Even Steve Nash won it 2 times. Tim Duncan won it 2 times. I'm not gonna go that far back. But LeBron won it 2 times. Then he won it 2 times again. Steph Curry won it 2 times back to back. When I say 2 times, I mean back to back.
Mm-hmm.
And then Giannis won it 2 times back to back. I never heard this argument before this. Then people were like, "Oh well, he's not doing more than he did last season." Not back to what Kev just said. Was it the best player? Was it the MVP of the season? It was just. I feel like you have to do considerably more for you to deserve winning it back to back. This is when he won it the second time.
Mm-hmm.
So like at this point for the third time, people was just like, no, I don't want to hear it. Like they just want to have it. Mark Jackson's like, I'm not putting his name on the list. I'm not even gonna put his name on the list. Like
I'm winning the bag. I'm gonna find you a reason not to get this dude up there.
But I don't know if maybe it's just me. I didn't hear that conversation when Steph Curry got it back to back. One of them unanimous. I don't remember if they were both unanimous. I don't remember.
No, the second one was.
Yeah, I don't remember. I don't remember hearing that for Giannis. I hear it for LeBron. So I don't.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's just an interesting thing, man. Like I think he's being unfairly, cast out because he doesn't have the prettiest game, and his demeanor is so like, just like, I don't want to say nonchalant, but he's just not moved by a lot. Like Kawhi, he basically has the Kawhiism, right? He just
very stoic.
Yeah, very stoic. He probably has a weird laugh. We haven't even heard it yet. So, but yeah, like, he's the dude is just a guy. He just wants to play basketball. He's a hardworking guy. That he doesn't even care about all his accolades and stuff. So that's the crazy part. He doesn't even care, but everyone makes it a big deal. So.
Joel Embiid said he didn't care, and then turn around and say, "Hey, whoever says they don't care, lying." Before you knew he was gonna get it,
man. Yeah, that's Embiid.
So long, yeah.
So you never know. Like it could be gamemanship too. I think the quietness that we see Jokic play with, I think it's just like again, stoic, but I think it's also his approach to the game.
Mm-hmm.
Like he gets frustrated like everybody else with calls, and he'll do that thing. But instead of stopping and getting flustered, when he's talking to the ref, he's trying to figure out where they're coming from so he can know what they're looking at and why they're calling it a certain type of way, not just getting flustered.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's always up here, and that's just the approach to the game. These things are going to happen. They're going to be calls you don't agree with. How can I control the game? And that's just, I feel like that's part of the greatness.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, all right. Anything else, man? Because we're going to talk about the Eastern Conference real quick, and we talked about this for like 45 minutes.
That's it for me.
All right.
We could talk Eastern Conference, or we could also talk, the hoodie god.
Oh, y'all want to talk? Who y'all want to talk about? Y'all want to talk about Carmelo? Y'all want to talk about the Eastern Conference Finals, which is
what you gotta say about Carmelo? What you gotta say about
who? Me?
Yeah.
Who me?
I got nothing to say about Carmelo other than congrats on your career. You came in with a great class. You did some stuff but you weren't number one amongst that class.
Whoa!
So first of all, you are
on
blessed.
their retirement day. Bow bow.
Wow. So first of all, that's blasphemous. Number one. First of all, second of all, you didn't even wish him a happy retirement. So happy retirement, Carmelo. We probably one of the best, new era basketball modern day players to play the game. Best ISO scorer we probably ever see playing the game or whatever. One dribble pull up, two dribble pull up, all that stuff. Mid range, 3-pointer, had a better offensive skill set than LeBron James in his rookie season. So, you know what I'm saying? Don't just be out here like, yeah, he did some stuff. He did a lot of stuff.
You got to show for it. You got to show for it.
That ain't really a flex.
He did a lot of stuff. He did a lot of stuff.
Whatever.
That last one, that like, oh, you was better in the rookie season. Like,
he was. I mean,
that a lot of people had good rookie seasons.
Okay, 10-time All-Star. Can we say that? Can we start with there? 4-time.
Listen,
what?
I ain't knocking him. I'm just saying that
sure.
That one stat line just did it. That's not
okay. All right, that's cool. I'm just saying.
10-time All-Star in a flexi though. 10-time All-Star.
10-time All-Star and a flex.
The flex in the page.
Oh, okay, but Chris Paul was 10 times All-Star, and we should put it in there. On his
I'm just saying, like that, like exactly. At least considering the time frame I've been watching basketball, it's been a set of players that have been really dominant, and you're always gonna see their face in the All-Star game. It's like
I didn't see Chris Paul this year.
Okay. We also didn't see Melo this year.
Melo
didn't have a job this year, so
okay.
I'm not saying that's a criteria, but I'm saying All-Star is one of those popular voting things where people who are up there in the lights, and Carmelo was up there in the lights. You know what I mean? It was him, LeBron, D Wade. He was in the Garden. It's good. It wasn't. I just say 10-time All-Star for me these days don't mean as much given how long some people have had their tenure, and people have been stretching out this playing ball really well, and now we're starting to see some new blood maybe for the past 3 years so and enter the All-Star game. But before then it was like same old characters, man. Back then it was Kobe, Shaq, Tracy McGrady. You just see these same guys over and over. That's who's gonna be present.
Yeah, I agree. I agree to some extent, but also, looking at this season, snubs of people who didn't make the list, like it still means a lot.
It's getting challenging. Challenging because a lot of talent.
A lot of talent, and I think the way we view the game and consume the game has changed. So you could be on a smaller market and still get that shine.
Yeah, like that dude from Pacers. What's his name?
Paul George.
No, the dude who got it this year.
Oh, Halliburton.
Halliburton.
I don't
know nothing about Paul George or Danny Granger.
Sabonis got it when he was on the Pacers too. I think
that had me chuckling. But Sabonis is playing ball.
It was a reserve spot, but I think Sabonis got it when he.
Yep, Sabonis got it too. Yep, he got it 2 years ago. I think he got it the same year as Julius Randle, like his first year. Julius Randle's first year.
So seeing how the people who got snubbed this year, I think it was quite a list. So I think 10-time All-Star is something to appreciate. But I mean, damn, bro, Kev, you can't come to my retirement. You wouldn't even CEO.
I know.
Hey, my bad. Congrats.
Hey, yo,
the problem is he already felt like he's been retired, so I feel like it's just now a formal announcement. So my bad.
I agree.
Congratulations on the retirement.
And this is what I'm saying. I don't want LeBron to go out like this. He ain't get picked up on the team, so he retired. That's really what it is. Like, not to throw shots, not to join in and throw his shots, but ain't nobody pick up the phone call and say, hey, do you want to be on the roster? So now he's just like, I'm gonna stop working out to be in shape to give it a shot because I'm tired of the grind. Like, I'm gonna keep working out just to wait for the phone call. Like,
hey man, this is all I will say. Yeah, that may be. I hear you on that, Reg. Just like maybe he just realized it's time to quit waiting for the call because it's not gonna come, or maybe his agent said, yeah, I ain't get no phone calls in the last 3 months, last 6 months, or whatever, and no one's really feeling it. I get it. So maybe, right? But I will say this. Actually, let me ask this question. In the past 20 years, who's been the best Knicks player in the past 20 years? to play for the Knicks?
Jalen Brunson.
Are you really gonna say that? Jalen Brunson hasn't even made it out the second round yet.
Hey,
Uh,
where? How far Carmelo got into that thing?
He went to the Eastern
For
Conference
real?
Finals.
Okay,
They
Yeah,
did? When
yeah.
was that? I
That
missed that year.
that was the year they had Rod Woods. They had Rod Woodson, I believe, was a coach. I want to say it was 2000, and they lost to the Heat.
Oh damn.
They lost to LeBron James. I want to say. I think they made it to the Eastern Conference Finals. I think that was the Eastern Conference Finals.
Nah, I don't think so.
So
Because
it was either them or Indiana.
It was usually Pacers or Celtics. I don't remember meeting up with New York Knicks. It was usually Pacers or Celtics.
Now I gotta find it. See, man, now y'all got me out here searching
You
stuff.
can look that up, but I mean,
LeBron
I
has 19 All-Star appearances. 19? Man.
who?
LeBron.
Wow.
Yeah, LeBron had 19. Yeah,
And you
I
only have
mean,
bragging
they
about
be
10?
naming. He's
but
perennially.
but it's LeBron James. Are we comparing LeBron James to Carmelo and saying well Carmelo is nothing to write home about because
yeah,
of LeBron?
a lot of people can't compare.
But that's who we were comparing him to. I was talking about his class, you know what I mean? I explicitly mentioned his class. They came from the same class. But anyway, without that said, Kobe
See-
Bryant also had 18. Tim Duncan also had 15. Kevin Garnett had 15. Shaq had 15. Jordan had 14. Carmelo had 14. Nowitzki had 14. I'm just saying these are the
These are all
players I
great.
grew up watching.
These are all
So
great.
that's why for me it didn't feel. Yeah.
So 10 is nothing, but 14 is that's the bar. Is what you're
No,
trying to say?
I'm not even saying there's a bar. I'm saying
Yeah.
I'm not even talking about your all-star appearances like that. Like
Mhm.
I'm not even really
I-
bringing
I
that
think
up.
his
As
point is that all these players had a lot, but I'm saying that list though, that's good company.
It's good company. It's good company. No doubt.
But this dude said Jalen Brunson. You see, he's saying Jalen Brunson is better than Carmelo as a Nick.
Of
Are
course
you
not.
just being a troll?
No.
Yeah, I just messed
You
with
just
you.
being a troll. Okay, I just make sure.
No, you can say this though. I would say at least thus far in the time experiment we have, he's had a bigger impact.
I think because we're closer to the experience of Jalen Brunson and the fact that no one even saw him coming versus Carmelo. Like Carmelo was like, yeah, when he went over to the New York Knicks, that was the rave. Like that was fine. And again, that was so long ago. That was 2000 and what, like 2008? No. Yeah, 2008, I want to say, is when he went over there.
Mm-hmm.
He went over 2010. 2010-2011 season. He got traded right before the trade deadline. Like, yeah, like that's over 10, 13 years ago, right? So I mean, we're a little bit more removed from that. But like Jalen Brunson happened right now. No one expected the Knicks to be anything, and then they actually came to become something, and they knocked off number 4, the Cleveland Cavs and all that stuff, and then they lost, right? But that whole movement, because New York fans love they love their Knicks, right? So it's always gonna be big news because they are the biggest news industry in all of America next to LA, them in LA, right? So they're gonna talk about it, right? And all the fans will act like it's a celebration for winning a game. Like they shut down streets for popping bottles for winning a game, and you haven't won the series yet. So like this is what they do. So it was always gonna be big news for Jalen Brunson to because he's in the biggest, like the brightest lights, quote unquote, in America as far as entertainment goes. So that's just comes with the territory. But I don't think he's more impactful than Carmelo, who actually kept the Knicks somewhat relevant for most of the 2010s.
It was an error. Relevant, but not really in the playoff.
I never really felt that era as hard though. Like, I just never really felt it. It wasn't really something that I was like, man, I'm watching the Knicks and they're gonna do something. It was more just Melo being Melo, like you said. He's a great individual player. You mentioned his ISO ball, but I never really thought Knicks would have done something. I was more impressed by, although they didn't really make it that far. The Nuggets situation.
Oh,
with Melo.
when Melo was over there.
Yeah, I remember those. I remember those times more. Maybe because I was watching it more. But by the time he went to the Knicks, I didn't feel like it was chasing a championship. I felt like it was like, it's my home. I want to play for the Knicks.
Mm-hmm.
And over there, it just seemed like fun.
I mean, they had hype. They just never translated to. That's all. They had
They're gonna always
squads.
have hype. They're gonna always
They
have.
had squads. They had Tyson Chandler was over there. They had a good chance then, and just things fizzled out.
Yeah. And I mean, yeah, I think they had a really good chance, but like I said, it was the Heat. The Heat were there, and like there was more competition in the East than it has been, like it's in other years. But yeah, they lost to the conference. That's what I'm looking for. Mike Woodson. I keep saying Rod Woodson. 2013, they lost in the semifinals to the Indiana Pacers 4-2, and then the Pacers lost to the Heat that same year.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how it happened. But
it was always Celtics and Heat that would match or Celtics or Pacers that would match up with the Heat in that era.
yeah,
that was always the pathway there. You had to beat one of those teams that would go to a 7-game series. So I mean, even them losing to the Pacers, I'm pretty sure it's that Roy Hibbert, Paul George,
Danny Granger was there still.
David West, like
yeah, that team was stacked.
Tough squad, yeah.
So, but
Pretty
yeah,
good.
I mean,
But that's kind of like the history of the Knicks, man. Like they be there, they have some talent, and somebody there that's just that roadblock.
Yeah,
Jordan was it for a while. There's always that.
Yeah, it's always been unfortunate for the Knicks. They got some of the worst luck in sports. But again, like I said, I don't know. I think this guy is, probably the best modern day. This is what I would say. He's the best modern day Knick. After Patrick Ewing, if you want to go back that far, he's the second best in the 21st century, right, or 20th century. Like no one else. I don't think anyone else has really just been as much of a talent.
It was building to be Julius Randle, maybe, but I don't know.
No,
they're ready to get rid of Julius.
They want to fire him so fast. New Yorkers already ripping his darn posters off the wall in the subway. Like, bro, he's
crazy.
It's only been 24 hours.
I know, right? No appreciation, bro.
So I would ask this, man. Do you think that Carmelo is one of the best players to not actually have a ring?
And what we doing? Top.
It's hard for me.
I should say one of the rank him the best player, top 5, top 10.
Just because not top 5 or top 10. Just because of the dimensions on how you affect the game.
Mm-hmm.
I think when you look at the players, like you look at the Jimmy Butler, that I'm not gonna put him in the top yet, but I'm just saying right now looking at the teams, looking at Giannis, what he does for his team, he's not the best passer, but he gets in there, gets teams in foul trouble, and like they make their team better.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if Melo was making it better. He was a great scoring option, but no assist. He's not an assist guy. He wasn't killing you on the defensive end. It was really just scoring.
Okay.
It wasn't ball movement. It was, hey, you need a bucket? I got you. Even KD, I could say he's a great scorer, but look what he was doing with the Suns, finding people making passes. Like you have to have another dimension to your game outside of just getting a bucket.
Okay.
That's how I see it, at least.
Okay.
So I'm not gonna put him in the top 10 or anything like that.
Okay. So if you had to make a top 10,
I think you had him in top 15 in the bubble. I don't think that fizzled out either. I don't think we ever revisited it after the season wrapped.
Because it was such a moment, man. You know what I mean? He was killing. So I think he was. Yeah, I want to say I don't know if he was in the top, but he definitely was in conversation for like 3-point percentage. But anyways, so we talk about when we talk about players without a ring: Reggie Miller, Ewing, Barkley, Tracy McGrady, Grant Hill, Penny Hardaway. Are you saying that he's not up in that talk at all, or is he saying?
Oh, definitely.
Okay.
He's in the top.
Yeah, he is. He is.
He's in the top.
He is, but then I can't help but be on what Reg is saying with respect to what else does he contribute. So it's like, again, when he went to the Knicks, I never thought it was, oh man, we're gonna be a contender to get the championship, because I always saw him as this individual great player that's gonna always give us a highlight reel. So to me, championship wasn't even in something that would have really transpired with that move. And after the Nuggets, I didn't really see a path for him to get back there. Whereas, Charles Barkley and these other guys, they were knocking at the door. You know what I mean? They were really like getting there, getting close, really playing in and being in a position in such a way where they could have got one. Fell short. But Melo never really thought he would have gotten one. Sad to say.
Mm.
But he's still up there, yeah. He's talent-wise, skill player-wise. If you would want someone to have a ring because of how great they are as an individual player, definitely he's in that conversation. I can't leave him out.
Okay. All right, man. All right. Anything else y'all want to say
I'm not gonna
about
put him down
Carmelo
anymore.
there?
I'm not gonna
Seems
put
like
him
one
down
of those
anymore.
people you put him on the all. You put him on that Team USA. You put him with the whole superstar. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
gonna cook. He's gonna get a basket. Yeah, he's gonna do his thing. Like he can stand amongst giants, but just as somebody to create for their team, for the team to win.
Yeah, he's a walking bucket, but so is Kevin Durant. But he gets #1 player of all
He can
time.
block. He's lanky. He can
KD,
block. He can get you some defense. Like you gonna.
Really,
I know you
say
like to
this
say KD
defense.
don't got no defense. You're gonna say Carmelo got more defense than KD.
Oh no. I'm not picking Carmelo
So there's
defense.
a spectrum, right? So there's a spectrum. KD actually will pass the ball if needed. He's not gonna force the shot.
Carmelo will pass the ball too, but it's born out of necessity. I agree on that too. Yeah.
So I mean,
But-
there's the like Charles Barkley. He's getting rebounds. He's doing other things. Being physical. He's an enforcer. He's getting buckets. Like
Yeah,
what are the
Carmelo
dimensions?
can get some rebounds. He gets some rebounds.
Yeah, he's big. He's a body in there. He can.
Yeah.
That wasn't like a strong point of his game, but he wasn't like soft on the rebounds.
Yeah, I think he kind of leaned into getting rebounds at one point in his career, but
he did. He had moments. For sure.
So okay, all right, well, and, okay. So I hear you. Anything else you guys want to add to Carmelo?
No, man. Congrats. Like I said, I don't want to put him down anymore, but I'm tempted to say, KD's a better ISO player, but
wow. Okay.
Wait,
oh my
better,
goodness.
You say KD's a better ISO player?
Yeah.
Man.
I don't want to get deep into that conversation,
right.
but
yeah, that's too subjective because what's better? Like you could like, oh, Carmelo sit here and get 62 points or whatever the case, but were they the most efficient? Was it volume? Like there's a lot of nuance to that conversation.
I can tell you the averages. KD average, what? His career, he's like 50% from the field goal with 27 points in his career. Whereas Carmelo Anthony is averaging 44% in field goal and 22 points.
He probably had to shoot more too, but that's besides the point.
Yeah. I mean, we talked about efficiency, so
yeah.
And then also on top of that, KD got that height, that length. So when he's getting his bucket, he's shooting it over, and it's like, what do you do about that?
KD never been on a trash team. I can tell you that much. He always had a good running mate.
He always had a good running mate. Yeah, he always had a good running mate.
Yeah. OKC was good. From OKC to the Warriors, from Warriors to Brooklyn to Phoenix. Yeah.
Always, not lying about that.
Yeah.
But that's cool, man. I was just I mentioned it that too. I agree. But I go ahead and just knock out some of these accolades that people have totally forgot about. Anyway, 10-time NBA All-Star. I know y'all don't care about that.
I'm gonna end it with this.
Yeah, we go.
I'm gonna end it with this. Go ahead. The stage is yours, man. Go ahead and close it up.
We're gonna go ahead and just do that because I want to end on a high note. Say scoring champion, NCAA champion as a freshman in Syracuse. Obviously, all the other stuff I don't really care about, like Mr. Basketball and all that stuff. But he was a four-time Olympian. Has the scoring record for Olympic stage, but again, people don't go there
for the world or for the U.S.
for the world.
Wow,
He has as Olympic he's the Olympic team all time leader in points, rebounds, and games played. So number
Rebounds
9,
showing up again.
huh?
That's
I
so he
said
was
those
the best
rebounds
player
showing
in
up
the
again.
world.
Yeah,
He
and
was the
also
best player in the world at some point.
I mean, according to some people, it depends on how you look at it and what your measuring stick is. And then number 9 on the all-time scoring list in the NBA. So not too shabby, not too shabby. It's not LeBron because LeBron's number 1 all time, but
But 9 is pretty good, man.
Yeah.
Like
That's more than that's.
I mean, again, scoring machine, but we'll see where Kevin Durant ends up when by the time his career is done. But
where he is right now.
Kevin Durant.
Yeah, I'm just curious.
Good
I feel like
question.
he was in the teens, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Kevin Durant all time scoring list. I don't know. He probably is up there scoring list. Let's see here. He is 28th. Oh, that was 2021. Let me see. Has he changed?
He's
Oh,
not going to change that much.
2022. He passes Tim Duncan for 15th.
Okay, so he's in the teens.
How about this? Oh, NBA all-time scoring list. How about that? I ain't gotta go through all that.
KD got to get a ring soon, man. Like a ring without the Warriors.
That ain't gonna happen.
Mistake, man. Like
That ain't gonna happen.
I didn't like it, but to me, they had to keep that going. They had to keep that train going.
Kevin Durant's number 13 right now. Carmelo's in number 9.
Yeah.
Oh, he can catch it.
He has about 2,000 points to get up there. So, but yeah, no man, let Kevin Durant was definitely gonna get the love that he wanted in Golden State.
It's because of y'all, man. Y'all made him feel bad about his.
I ain't making him feel bad. He made himself feel bad. He shouldn't have left in the first place. He should have went back home to DC or another team. But it's all good.
I like his little Warrior swag, man.
Nah, no one care about Kevin Durant for Golden State Warrior fans.
One thing I wanted to bring up real quick was the parody, bro. We was talking about parody. We wanted parody. I feel like we got it. How we feeling?
Hey man, I like it. You know what I'm saying? Everyone who we thought was gonna be the favorites, they end up washing out, except for no, everyone washed out. All the favorites washed out now. It's all underdogs right now. Yeah. So, and I mean, assuming the Boston Celtics don't pull off the inevitable, but that's a really big tall glass of water for them to drink. So, again, if they falls, victim to the statistics and they lose, and it's gonna be the Heat and the Nuggets, I swear there's no one on any of this earth who predicted these two to be in the finals. So I'm cool with it. You know what I'm saying? Let these small market teams get the shine. Someone said that the finals is gonna be boring because no one wants to see Utah. I'm sorry, Utah. Nobody wants to see Denver and Miami. I was just like, that's dumb.
That's why I asked the question.
That's dumb.
That sounds to me like it's not like you want parity, because that's what parity means. You don't know who's gonna win it. Everybody's competitive. Everybody has a shot. Sounds like you want your team to win. And
pretty much.
The Warriors had KD.
Oh, that's why you say that. Yeah. No. I even if I was a Warriors fan, I don't think I would have liked that. I think I probably would have enjoyed it to some degree because oh yeah, my team's winning, but then I'm just like, but this is just kind of like too easy. I
feel like the real Warriors fans, I feel like both you and, if I remember correctly, Deuce was also on the he ain't really care for the
He didn't really care for the what now?
The move of KD going over there.
Oh no, I think he loved it.
He loved it too.
He wanted him to come back. Bring back KD.
Okay, so it's split. It's split. Some of those.
I wasn't feeling it. I felt like it was too dominant. I was like, I didn't even gotta watch this. I was like,
bro, watch 2 quarters and go home. Go do something else. Like that's what I did. I watched 2 quarters of the finals and I went to find something else to do.
They lost to the Cavs before.
No, not with Kevin Durant.
Oh yeah.
Once that Warriors team got up to like 10 to 15 points, game was over.
Yeah.
I stopped watching. I was like, yo, like
it's a wrap.
Even if you make a 8-0 run and they stop the run, they're gonna stop the run with some threes. Like it gets pushed right back up to 10. Like, bro, I'm not watching this. So not saying it's bad basketball. I'm just saying like
they got a low lead and then KD would just go and just do his thing and
Third
get a basket
quarter.
every possession.
Yeah, third
Clay
quarter.
Clay would have his third quarter.
Bro,
Clay.
I'll be
Man, I miss it,
good.
man. You don't miss
Do
that?
you?
I
miss
mean,
it.
in retrospect, it would be cool to watch such dominance and have that dominance go over a period of time. In retrospect, but in the moment, I wasn't liking it. In the moment, I was like, man, I want to see some competition. I didn't think anybody could compete with that team.
Hey,
really and truly.
Listen, they'll sit here and say, "Oh, Jordan did." It's been periods like that before.
I understand that. I understand that too, but
Man,
I feel like that was more homegrown. Not homegrown, but it was like a lot of different elements with surrounding Jordan, where he had this strong rebounder, some 3 points. It was a mix, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's just like these great players with Steph and Clay, the Splash Brothers, and then you add this other scoring phenom.
It's like the Bulls getting like one of the other better players in the '90s to come to the Chicago.
yeah. But also remember, but the Bulls actually had rivals and adversaries. Like the Knicks was an actual formidable foe. The Phoenix Suns, I think, had the best record in the NBA at the time. Even the Seattle Sonics, they had the best record in the West. Like they were a defensively stout team. They were actually also a young and talented team as well with Gary Payton and Sean Kemp. Like they actually had adversaries. Clyde the Glide Drexler. You had even Utah twice. Those were actually good matches. It wasn't like, oh yeah, it's the Bulls and it's a sweep. No, it was a 4-2 victory both times. Mm-hmm. And actually, like I said, like that the shot that came, they were like a 5-0 run. Like they were down by, I want to say 3 points or whatever going into like the last minute or so.
I mean, Warriors had adversaries too.
See what I'm saying? Who was the adversary? Who was the adversary?
Rockets were regularly there.
The Rockets, they never made it to the finals, and they made it. They made it to the conference finals that one time, and then they shot, and then okay. So
I think that didn't the Trailblazers get them to a 7 when KD was there too, or was that before KD?
The Trailblazers, no, they never went to Game 7 with the Blazers.
Oh, okay.
And even then, no one was picking the Blazers.
It's not about pick, but you saying adversaries, bro. I'm saying like.
So okay, so are you trying to tell me that in retrospect, the Houston Rockets
did the same thing the Suns did?
No. That's not what I'm asking.
It's just they also had already a pretty damn good lineup.
That's not what I'm asking. I'm asking, are you saying that the Portland Trailblazers was as strong of a nemesis or adversary for the Warriors with KD on the team?
No. Not even without KD. Like to me, they always had the Portland number. Like.
Okay. So when we talk about KD with the Warriors, that's part of the reason why people kind of felt that way. If you compare it to the Bulls actually had adversaries. Like yes, it was Jordan and Pippen, but it was also Clyde and Hakeem. It was also Ewing and Stark. It was also like it was a bunch of people. Dominique Wilkins was still out there. Like there was still, and then when he came back for the second three-peat, it was Magic and Penny. It was, like I said, Gary Payton and Sean Kemp. Like it was John Stockton and Hornacek and Carmelo, and like there was always people that like we're gonna see who has the metal to pull it off, right? And it always come down to Jordan. I get it, but at the same time, everybody on that team, everybody who he went against were like Hall of Fame, like top 50 players in the NBA. So,
and they still had the Spurs too.
They had the Spurs, but the Spurs weren't the same Spurs. They were the same Spurs. First of all, there was the Spurs where it was Avery Johnson and it was David Robinson. And then and that,
no, I'm not talking about the Bulls. I'm talking about the they had the Spurs when Zaza slid up under the foot. Wasn't KD on the team then?
Yeah. But are we really saying that though? Because
Spurs wasn't.
The Spurs didn't make out the first round because y'all hurt Kawhi.
Yeah, he got hurt, but I'm saying as an adversary. Now you're talking about like
Hold on,
circumstances.
but what I'm saying,
are we talking about how it ended up? Because if we're talking about if we're not talking about the outcome, we're talking about like circumstantial stuff. I said the same thing about the Bulls. Never had a game 7, right? Like it was easy for them.
so well, I don't want to say that's easy.
It was not easy. It was convincing.
I don't want to say it's convincing. Game 6 is still Game 6. Like most of the games win Game 6.
I mean, a span of just two sets of runs on championships that it may not be easy, but it was a convincing feat. I'll put it that. If you're looking at outcomes.
Well, I'm looking at the journey. Number one, I'm looking at the matchup. If you're telling me Kawhi Leonard versus Klay Thompson, Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, and Draymond Green.
Tim Duncan had already retired.
Yes, it was just Kawhi. That's why as soon as Kawhi went down, everything fell apart.
Like somebody, I was thinking they still had some of that old squad left over.
No.
Okay, if it was just Kawhi, nah, I don't know.
So no one was looking for that. But like I said, they didn't. Yeah. That's I think that's what
part of it. Because the other superpower was OKC, and he blew that up by doing what he did. I get it.
So I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I think that's what made some people feel. At least I would say this for me personally. I think that's the reason why I did not care for the move. I really did not like the move because I felt like, yeah, if you stack the deck so much to the point to where like okay, if LeBron went to the Boston Celtics after he got waxed by the Celtics that year, instead of going to the Heat, he went from Cleveland to Boston, and then they have Kevin Garnett, Ray Allen, LeBron James, Rondo, and Paul Pierce.
They would have had to give up something to get that.
And you give up Tony Allen and I don't even know who was on that bench at the time. But you give up Big Perk.
You're not just gonna give up Big Perk. I don't think it was that easy to get that squad.
For that, yeah, you would give up Big Perk all day. Give me Big Baby.
No. I'm not saying that you wouldn't give it up. I'm saying I feel like the Warriors didn't just give up like one player, and it was just like, oh, okay, now we got KD.
Who did they give up? Who did they give up?
I remember them depleting the bench for that.
Who did they give up?
I don't remember exactly the roster move, but I don't think it was one wasp seventh man.
You gave up practically everyone except for Iguodala and Sean Livingston. That's pretty much all your everyone else outside of that rotation was pushed out. So like David Lee was pushed out. I don't know if he's still on the team. Barbosa was gone. They let him go. And I want to say there was who else? It wasn't David West. David West wasn't there yet. Was it Mo Spates? I think Mo Spates was pushed out. But like really for all that for Kevin Durant, why wouldn't I? And Harrison Barnes, why wouldn't I? Right?
Yeah, all day.
So I mean, even if Boston just gave up Rondo,
and then Brooklyn did that, and how did that work out? I'm just saying it's not guaranteed.
What do you mean?
Brooklyn gave up a lot to get this player. Phoenix gave up a lot to get this player. It's not always gonna work out that way.
Okay.
So you could sit here and be like, oh, you got Chris, you got Devin Booker, and then you gonna put KD on the team.
But
how you gonna stop that? That's what everybody said. That's why they came out favorite.
Come on.
And then it worked out. I'm just saying,
Brooklyn,
it's not guaranteed.
Brooklyn didn't have a system, and their core was broken up because of Kevin Durant and Kyrie to get those two players. So they didn't have no culture, no structure there. Golden State Warriors just won 73 games. And they just happened to lose in the conference finals to they lost in the finals to LeBron. But that you kept that core. You didn't have to pay Steph Curry. He was locked in because he got a discount because his ankles.
Everybody was on contract already. Okay. From that point, you already got a ship that's running tight. You got brought in another engine. I got you. I hear you. But it could have easily could have not worked out the same way it did work out other places. That's just how I feel.
They have 73 wins. I'm just saying.
It easily could have not worked out for the same reason.
I'm just trying to figure out how this isn't like the ultimate plug and play guy. Kevin Durant.
It could have not worked out. It could have been the Brooklyn situation. Oh, he's injured. He's got lagging.
But he didn't have no strong injury history though. He had like a foot injury. That was it.
It wasn't a big problem at that point. But
The Achilles is
you,
not
you,
what
you,
kept him
you,
at
you guys are
Brooklyn.
going in on a non-topic right now. So I'm
Alright,
We
I'm
are
gonna
done.
have to rope y'all back in.
Yeah, we
We're
go ahead and close
done.
this.
Yeah, no, we can go ahead and close this out. I'm glad that you said that
Alright.
because I was just, I mean, I'm looking at the time. I'm just like, all right.
Alright.
But yeah, we can go ahead and close this out, man. Shout out to Carmelo, man. Apparently, people don't appreciate your luxury like I did as an NBA fan. But anyway, you can go ahead and close this out, man. I'll let you start off with the closeouts, Reg. What you got?
Hey man, thanks for watching. Follow, like, subscribe. Stay tuned for the new format. And let us know what you think about the finals so far, or conference.
The conference finals. All right, cool. All right, man. Kev, what you got?
For y'all, man, as usual, we know your time is valuable, so we appreciate when you spend it with us. Go ahead and let us know what you think about the pod. Comment, give us your feedback when we make those changes. If you have some recommendations, if you have an episode you want us to do, let us know. We here.
Yeah, cool. And this is Chris the Joker here. You know, I'm a big supporter of Jokic, and you know, shout out to the
What time did
Lakers.
that start?
Huh?
What time did that start?
What time did what start?
Yeah, it's Jokic appreciation.
I've been on this. I've been on it since they were pushing the whole MB wagon
week?
down. It's just the whole MB campaign. I was
Oh.
like, what about Jokic?
Okay.
Jokic, you know what I'm saying? But it's okay. I like him. He's a humble guy. He wears his wedding band on his sneakers every game. You know what I'm saying? He's a nice, humble guy.
This ain't got nothing to do with the Lakers knocking out.
No. I don't think it has anything to do with the Lakers at all.
Okay.
He wanted the Lakers. He wanted to see the Lakers.
I wanted the Lakers and
in the
Celtics,
finals.
but yeah, but I appreciate Jokic for the upstanding basketball player that he is. So
For sure.
Much love to him. I'm happy he's gotten the better MVP trophy, and the was it penultimate trophy to the final MVP trophy. But anyways, we wait till we see that. Let us know how you guys feel about that. Let us know how you feel about Carmelo Anthony. Again, appreciation post for Carmelo. Apparently, I'm probably the only person who seemed to like him more than the other two people. Appreciate him for where he was, and had to kind of like put everything in retrospect. But shout out to Carmelo for that stacked golden mythical draft class that he was a part of, and the wave that he was a part of and stuff. So gave New York something to surround themselves with as far as like sports and stuff, because nobody else was going to New York Knicks. So let us know how you feel about that. Let us know how you feel about anything that we say. Like, comment, and subscribe. We're here every Wednesday. So until next Wednesday, guys, I'll leave you all with that. So I'll catch you guys on the flip side. So later. Yeah, hour 30.